Alright, so a couple of things, but the most important part is, apparently eggs are getting real expensive. Now, a lot of you probably know that doesn't affect me at all, and it doesn't have to affect you either. Now, eggs have always been cheap before, and for one, my neighbors back in like 2010, maybe, no, 2009, they got chickens, and, you know, their chickens would come over. I ended up having a favorite one, and they were really fun, and I actually ended up getting chickens because I wanted to have chickens. They've actually sent like awesome pets, and they have been. I love having chickens. I don't currently have any because I moved away from my dad, and I haven't built a coop at the new house. But their eggs, I never really liked eggs before having my own chickens. Now, if you see, what is it called? What do they call it? Free range chickens. Those are still miserable, cramped chickens. They're just all in one big cage instead of yeah, you want pasture raised if you're gonna look for actually happy chickens. And happy chickens that go around eating bugs and whatnot, their yolks have more of a yellow color. I mean, more of an orange color than that pale, sickly yellow you see from store eggs. And if you like ducks and you think you're willing to care for them, they shed a lot more and they mess up water. Ducks are quite angry little critters. I mean, I think that's where they got the inspiration for Donald Duck. But their eggs, the yolks are bigger and richer. Duck eggs are the best eggs. And if you wanted to sell them, duck eggs fetch a much higher value than chicken eggs because of the more difficulty it is to care for ducks, and a lot of ducks hide eggs. And I can save you some trouble right now. If you want ducks for the eggs and you still want some good personality ducks, khaki Campbells are the way to go. They tend not to hide their eggs. They don't shit as much. They still mess up the water pretty bad, but khaki Campbells are a great breed of duck. Which, by the way, if your ducks don't like the conditions you're keeping them in, they will fly away. If they do, or if they end up getting horny, they might fly away with another duck. I've had it where like a couple ducks flew away and a couple stayed. But yeah, if your ducks feel like they've got food and everything they need right there, they'll stay there. So yeah, backyard chickens. Just don't be a dick. Make sure they've got shelter, and do your research. Like, you might think, oh, well, it's below freezing out. Blah, blah, blah. Well, for one, ducks can handle insane cold. You just got to give them liquid water because ducks don't produce their own saliva, so they have to like dip their food in water and stuff to swallow it. And actually, they don't have tear ducts either, so they have to dip their head in water to moisten their eyes. And chickens, on the other hand, they're not as temperature resilient. Like, if it starts getting really cold, like close to zero, you might want to keep them in a warmer spot so their combs don't get frostbite on them. But say if you keep it 40 degrees in the coop and it's 20 degrees outside, the chickens won't be able to handle the outside conditions because they'll be too acclimated to the warm. And people work like that a lot too. I mean, obviously you'll need clothing and stuff. I don't run heat. It's like, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm wearing a coat and whatnot, but it's like, it's about 50 degrees in this house, and it definitely gets ice in the windows, ice in the breaker panel, and stuff like that in here in the cold days. Wow, I've been ranting about this for a while. And if you look through the other videos on my channel, you can see I've got videos of the chickens, and sadly all the ones I really cared for are dead now. You gotta watch out for coyotes and hawks. Hawks have been the worst one. Hawks have been the worst one. Oldest chicken I had lived to be, I think, 7. But usually they only live to be 3 or 4 for a hawk gets them. Rhode Island Reds, my favorite breed of chicken, because they have the best personality. They're real hoggish and real friendly. They're the kind of chicken that'll walk up and try stealing shit off your plate. They are my favorite breed. And they're your basic looking red chicken. And the meanest sons of bitches I ever had were these Leghorn twins. They acted like roosters even though they were hens. I have videos from, like, before the last strike. I'm wanting to set public on YouTube, but it's gun content, so I've been afraid to. And I'm just going to hold off till that 90-day period rolls through, and I'm going to go get the kettle.